Dancing with the chrononauts is really quite a lark. Summer Sundays, 6 p.m., the band shell in the park. Mazorcas, polkas, their exercise. There's no swing and sway. Time travelers brought us new dance music. Écoutez, s'il vous plaît. Hop step first, start with your left foot, then walk forward 4. Then with your left foot, back 4 steps, and do it all once more. Watch me. I'm going to show you the next 2 parts right here. Once the basic steps are down, the rest is easier still. Repeat them right side, left side once, use bounce and sway to fill. There is a marking time before you reach the first repeat. Move your hips north, east, south, west to the funky beat. Oh, and now, you're gonna show me your stuff. And how? So simple, hardly rough. You've got it down, I know you do. It's not just exercise. Give it your best. Tricks you forget, just stand and improvise. Five, 6, 7, 8. Hit it!
Bonjour mes amis, my name is Montague Jacques Fromage, alternately known as LMJ3 or Lord Monty Jacques. I am involved in steampunk up to my armpits, as it were, okay, only because there is an idle fascination with the ideals of steampunk. There are many, many facets, the creativity of designers, the inventions that are brought about by the tinkerers, the very lusty ladies, and an occasional lusty gentleman. It is a world that I think that you would most enjoy if you would only take the moment, board your Zeppelin, and come ride along with me. Thank you very much for the opportunity to say a few words to you.
My name is Cynthia Finkelpot. I'm the traveling companion to Montague Jacques Fromage. We travel the United States, going from steampunk shows to horror conventions to Comic-Cons. We represent steampunk. My darling Montague and I have a wonderful time meeting and being inspired and inspiring steampunk tinkerers all over the United States. I have been drawn to steampunk mostly because I'm a history geek, and I really enjoy the fact that it's somewhat of a dialectic. It looks both forward and backward at the same time. It's the history that never became, but absolutely is. It's Victorian science fiction and all its grandeur mixed with all sorts of imagination that has absolutely no limits. And it's taken over my life completely, and I love it.
My name is Katie Catt, and I'm an opera singer. A lot of people say that steampunk is like the goth movement, only but with brown, and it's a lot more than that. Steampunk is a revival of the romanticism of composers like Schubert and Schumann and poets like Byron and Keats, and it's a way of thinking that is much, much more toward the heart and the artistic than the materialistic, even though I think everybody's got to own a pair of goggles.
Hi, I'm Mary Holzman-Tweed. I'm a jewelry artist and a member of the New York City steampunk community. My husband and I organize events for the community. And what brought me to steampunk was both an aesthetic appreciation. I really like the look, and I've always been interested in those arts, and I really appreciate being able to bring them into now without all of the nasty things that were present then. And the community is fantastic. It's been very warm and welcoming, very supportive of the different artists and musicians and writers, and it's very much invested in being a community, which is one of the big things that has kept me in it for so long.
Hi, I'm Dan Holzman-Tweed. My wife and I are part of the New York steampunk community. We organize events and try to make everything excellent, which is a core value of steampunk. I'm going to be a little bit of a contrarian. You will have heard that steampunk is Victorian science fiction, and I will say it is not. Victorian science fiction was Victorian science fiction. What we do is we jump back to look forward, knowing what we know and drawing parallels between the times that they lived in and the times we live in order to try avoiding the same mistakes.
It your best. I knew you could do it. You certainly did do your best. I knew you would work through it. You don't need me anymore to do this funky dance. But we can do it one more time. This is your second chance. Say it
Hi. Welcome. My name is Wick. I am currently from the world of Wick. Yes, I am an entire planet. Most people can't say that, but I am. If you saw my show, you would understand. I'm not being cocky. It's just the truth. I am a performer in the steampunk world. I may not look it because I don't do all crazy and go out with the steampunk attire because I do have to perform on stage, and I like to keep things simple because I run around a lot while I'm on stage. I chose the steampunk scene to perform in because I've always been one of those kids that throughout my whole life that I was told that what I was doing wasn't good enough, or my dreams were stupid, of whether being in a band or being an artist or anything. I was always told it was dumb, and this is the one community I've always realized that accepts everything. Any form of artistic freedom you have, whether it's being a comedian, a performer, a musician, you just want to build something by taking 2 spoons and putting them in a cardboard box or a styrofoam cup and calling it art, they accept it. That is why I perform in steampunk. My show isn't particularly per se steampunk, it's more of stunt comedy. I make it very unique and audience interactive for everybody, and why the steampunk scene has always seemed to grasp me and take me in with it, because what I'm doing is very unique compared to everybody else. Everybody seems to enjoy what I do, and believe it or not, I do enjoy my job, and it's not so much about money or anything when it comes to this in the steampunk scene. It's more about the reactions I get from the audience that watch my show. I very much thrive off of making people smile because of, as I said, I was always told that things were wrong, and if I can make somebody smile off my off-the-wall antics, I'm doing my job. And another reason I love my job is because of great people that surround me. As I'm getting ready to do a show right now and my crowd is already here, I get to perform for great people like this and make them smile for a living, and not many people can say my job is to make people smile. Steampunk has really let me open up who I am and become Wick and show that to the world, and for that I am so grateful and I love it. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Wick, the World of Wick. You can find me all over the interweb. Do whatever you want. Be yourself. Be artistic. Express who you are and move on in your life and do what makes you happy.
Hi, I'm Olga.
I'm Ian.
And I've been involved in the steampunk scene for a few years now. I actually became involved because of an event called Dorian's Parlor. And for me, steampunk has been about the people, really. It's about the aesthetic and the people. I love the style. I love everything that goes into preparing to look like you're from a different era. And I love the ideal behind it, because everybody wants to, you know, think about the gentleman and the lady and all of the gallantry that was the Victorian era. It's a
wonderful time with fun people, and it's a wonderful look, it's a wonderful feel, and really it's a great chance to be out there doing something different, having a good time, seeing things you might not have seen. Just beautiful pieces that really fit in with the style that just isn't around anymore.
And I mean, who doesn't love seeing a girl in a corset with a bustle? And I mean, I really do love the aesthetic behind it, all of the work that goes into a corset, a bustle, the various layers, all of the jewelry that goes into it. The ladies definitely love it, and I know gentlemen love dressing up, especially in tails and top hats. And whether you go with the whole new Victorian aspect, which is more formal, you know, a lady with a bustle and the long skirt and the gentleman completely done up, or the steampunk aspect with, you know, more ruched up skirts, girls doing something a little bit more different with it, the whole steam aspect with the various guns and gadgets and all of the various, I don't know, accoutrements that go with it.
And it's great for people who work in an office, like yourself or myself. Why don't you tell them what you do?
Well, I'm a coordinator at a home care agency, and so during the day, you know, I wear what everybody else wears to an office, and being able to dress up on a weekend and pretend to be from a different era is something that everybody needs. I think it's a different kind of release. You pretend to be a different person.
It's a lot of fun. I'm an attorney by day, and this is really just a nice, relaxed, fun, interesting interaction with people. People are still themselves. They bring who they are to these things, but they're working around the area and the situation and everything that's around them. So it's a little bit of themselves into a different kind of scenario, and it's kind of a fun, relaxing, nice release.
I think that's really about it.
Say two.